What is up, my friends? Welcome back to the Wade Fishing Experience. My name is Matt, and I appreciate y'all tuning in today. I'm going to talk to you about a very important part of fishing that is often overlooked, and that, y'all, is gear maintenance. I'm going to show you how I clean my rod and reel after each trip, and also we'll show you a method I use to do a deep clean on it every couple months or when I've dunked it into salt water. And as a wade fisherman, that does happen. So stay tuned and we're going to get right into it. Alrighty, my friends, first things first, remember to lock down that drag. That will keep a lot of that water from getting into the inner workings of your reel. You will thank me for that later. So once that's locked down, you just want a steady, slow stream of water. Don't get it going too fast because you're just going to work that salt into the reel and it's not going to help anybody. So just a nice bath there. And then for the rod, just kind of get it going as a spray and work that all the way up and down. And that's it. Let's go to the next step, y'all. Alrighty, my friends, on to the next step. Since it is a bright, sunny day, I'm just going to let my rod and reel dry out in the sun outside. That's my preferred method of doing that, and oftentimes when I get back from a morning trip, this is the method that works the best. Now, if I get back and it's rainy, or if I have a night trip, I do things a little differently. After I rinse down my gear, I will actually take the spool off the reel and manually dry out any water that I see inside. That will just help to avoid any rust and disrepair on the reel. But yeah, so today is obviously a bright sunny day. Let's just set this thing down and let it dry out. All right, y'all, and with that sun beating down on this thing, it will dry out pretty quick in about 30 minutes to an hour. And then you can go ahead and take it inside and store it until your next trip. All right, y'all, so on days that I'm not able to dry out my reel in the sun, we're just gonna go ahead and take the spool off. And make sure we get all the water out. You'll see there's water built up at the top of the spool there. So we'll get that out. And then I just take a paper towel or a soft cloth and just dab this all around. Make sure there's nothing on the inside. That's good. Check this part. Make sure there's no water down here. We'll get that. And that's basically it, y'all. You can go ahead and put your spool back on and store your reel until you're ready to use it for the next trip. All right, y'all. After a trip where I've dunked my reel, or if I haven't cleaned my gear in a month or two and I've been fishing heavily, I will give it a thorough cleaning. And by that, I mean I will take the spool off and I will clean the gears and spray it down and just make sure everything is working smoothly. What I use to do that are Cleansoil products. This is their marine and tackle spray. I will clean everything off first with this, including the old grease. And then we use this little grease guy to grease the reel back up. So let's go ahead and get that done now. So first things first, I'm just gonna spray some Cleansoil on the reel. We're gonna take off all this old grease. Just get rid of it. See what we're talking about there? That's what we're looking to get rid of. Okay, good. So that's ready to be re-greased. But we also want to do the same to our spool. So I'm gonna spray some Cleansoil on top here. Just get all that old grease worked out. Yeah, see, a lot of old grease on there. And then I will gently wipe out the inside with a clean section of your towel. Just go ahead and wipe that down through here. All right. And we're ready to take the handle off. And I will also spray this with cleanse oil. Give it a little wipe. On the other side, give it a little wipe. And we are ready to grease this thing down now, y'all. All right, so I'll come in here and put a pretty healthy amount of grease on the gears. Just like that. I will put some grease into where the reel handle goes. Just a little bit on both sides and a little into the inner working there. And then do some grease up around here on the spool. And you're ready to put this bad boy back together. I'll also take a rag with some cleanse oil on it and just wipe down the rod, y'all. Wipe down the guides, and that will help get all the salt and dirt off of the rod to keep it long lasting. Alrighty, my friends, I have taken off the protective covering that houses the inner gears of my reel here. And you want to clean this just as you would clean the rest of your reel. So go ahead and spray those gears down with the cleanse oil and then re-grease them. But I will stress this, y'all, do not just do this. For one, once you take off that protective covering and start messing around in the inner workings, things can go wrong. So if you're not sure, just go ahead and take your reel into the local tackle shop to have it serviced. But if you are experiencing problems with your reel and you're hearing like a grinding or similar sound when you're reeling, chances are that salt has made its way into these gears, and that is the only way that you're going to restore your reel is by cleaning this part. But again, only do this when absolutely necessary. Alrighty, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you found these tips for cleaning your gear helpful. If you take care of your gear, it will last you for a long time. I cannot tell you how many times I have dunked that Quantum Inshore Smoke reel, and just with regular cleaning and maintenance, and when I do dunk it, I make sure to do a deep clean on it. I haven't had any issues with it for a long time, and the ones I did have were because I wasn't cleaning it properly in the beginning. So cannot stress enough how important it is to keep up with your gear maintenance, y'all. So make sure you do that. You'll be glad you did, and we will see you next time. Cheers.